This is the Grace Blackwell GB300 system. It's 1.5 times more inference performance. The training performance is about the same, but the inference performance is 1.5 times more. Now this particular system here is 40 petaflops, which is approximately the performance of the Sierra supercomputer in 2018. The Sierra supercomputer has 18,000 GPUs, Volta GPUs. This one node here replaces that entire supercomputer. 4,000 times increase in performance in 6 years. That is extreme Moore's law. Remember, I've said before that AI, NVIDIA has been scaling computing by about 1 million times every 10 years. And we're still on that track. But the way to do that is not just to make the chips faster. There's only a limit to how fast you can make chips and how big you can make chips. In the case of Blackwell, we even connected 2 chips together to make it possible. TSMC worked with us to invent a new CoWoS process called CoWoS-L that made it possible for us to create these giant chips. But still, we want chips way bigger than that. And so we had to create what is called NVLink. This is the world's fastest switch. This NVLink here, right here, is 7.2 terabytes per second. 9 of these go into that rack. And those 9 switches are connected by this miracle. This is quite heavy. That's because I'm quite strong. I made it look so light, but this is 70 pounds. And so this is the NVLink spine. 2 miles of cables, 5,000 cables structured, all coaxed, impedance matched, and it connects all 72 GPUs to all of the other 72 GPUs across this network called NVLink switch. 130 terabytes per second of bandwidth across the NVLink spine. So just put in perspective, the peak traffic of the entire internet, is 900 terabits per second. Divide that by 8. This moves more traffic than the entire internet. 1 NVLink spine across this 9 of these NVLink switches, so that every single GPU can talk to every other GPU at exactly the same time. This is the miracle of GB200. And because there's a limit to how far you can drive SerDes, this is as far as any SerDes has ever driven. From chip, this goes chip to the switch, out to the spine, to any other switch, any other chip. All electrical. And so that limit caused us to put everything in one rack. And that one rack is 120 kilowatts, which is the reason why everything has to be liquid cooled. We now have the ability to disaggregate the GPUs out of one motherboard, essentially, across an entire rack. And so that entire rack is one motherboard. That's the miracle. Completely disaggregated, and now the GPU performance is incredible, the amount of memory is incredible, the networking bandwidth is incredible, and now we can really scale these out. Once we scale it up, then we can scale